All right, welcome to Prototype, everyone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the single biggest thing that separates good athletes from the truly great ones. And hint, it's not about adding another drill or one more sprint. It's about mastering the art of recovery. Let's dive in.
We've all seen athletes who practically live in the gym, right? They're always pushing harder, always doing more, but they don't always see the results. And this brings us to a really common puzzle in sports, what I call the progress paradox.
I want you to really think about this. Why does one teammate seem to hit a new PR every month, while another person who's working just as hard is always dealing with nagging injuries or just stuck? What's the secret sauce they're missing?
Okay, now here's the wild part. The answer has almost nothing to do with the time you actually spend lifting or on the field. All that grinding you do, that's only half the equation.
The real magic, the thing that actually turns all that effort into real measurable progress, happens in all those hours and days after you're done. What you do when you're not working out is what truly defines you as an athlete.
So to really get this, we need to understand how your body actually gets stronger and faster. It's a pretty simple process, really. It's a cycle I call the adaptation loop.
So check this out. All that stuff on the left, training, practice, even the stress from school, that's the stimulus. That's what breaks your body down. But the growth, the part where you get better, that only happens over here in the recovery phase. This is where your body says, okay, I need to adapt and come back stronger. Bottom line, no recovery, no improvement. It's literally that simple.
And this brings us to a super important point. Recovery is your ability to bounce back from stress. If you improve your recovery, you improve your capacity and speed to bounce back. Think about it. A faster bounce back means you can handle more quality training over time, and that's where the huge gains come from.
Now, if there's one mindset shift I want you to make today, it's this. Recovery is not about just sitting on the couch doing nothing. That's just rest. Real recovery is an active skill. And just like any other skill in your sport, you have to train it.
Let me put it this way. You don't just wander into the weight room and accidentally squat 400 pounds, right? Of course not. You follow a plan, you're consistent, you work at it. Well, recovery is exactly the same. You don't recover well by accident. It takes focus and practice.
So let's be clear. Recovery, like strength or conditioning, is a trainable skill. The same way you train your deadlift, you've got to train your sleep. The same way you work on your conditioning, you've got to work on your nutrition.
And you know what? This is the real separator between the pros and everybody else. It's not about some crazy heroic workout. It's about stacking small, smart recovery habits, day after day after day. That consistency is what builds a massive, undeniable advantage over your competition.
Okay, so if recovery is a skill, how do we train it? What's the playbook? Well, it really comes down to focusing on 4 key pillars. Let's break them down.
We're going to build this thing from the ground up, like a pyramid. The foundation, the absolute most important piece of your recovery, is sleep, period. Then comes nutrition, how you fuel your body. After that, we have smart training and movement. And at the top, managing all your other life stress with good routines. If you get the base of this pyramid right, everything else gets so much easier.
Now, before we dig into sleep, I want you to just look at this number, just the number. Let it sink in for a second, because this might be the single most important statistic you hear all year.
So what's that all about? Well, study after study on athletes just like you has shown that if you get less than 8 hours of sleep a night, you are 1.7 times more likely to get injured. That is a massive, game-changing risk. So for you, the recommendation isn't a suggestion. It's non-negotiable. 8 to 10 hours a night. It's your number one tool for repair, for making good decisions, and for just staying on the field.
Next up, nutrition. And this one is simple. You can't build a house without bricks, and you can't repair your body without fuel. If you're underfueling, you are slamming the brakes on your recovery, period. And timing is huge. You need fuel in the tank before you train, and you need the building blocks after you train to kickstart that whole repair process.
Pillar 3 is about how we train. See, smart strength training isn't just about getting tired. It's about building a body that's like armor, one that's way less likely to break down. And focusing on mobility, on just moving well, is what keeps you feeling fresh and playing at a high level, especially late in the season.
And finally, look, we gotta be real. Your life isn't just your sport, right? Stress from homework, exams, your social life, even just scrolling on your phone. It all piles up. It all drains that recovery tank. Building solid routines before and after you train helps you manage all that other stress and take back control.
So, all this stuff from the whiteboard is great, but what does it actually mean for you, right here, right now, in this session at Prototype?
Well, it means that everything we just covered is the exact blueprint for what you're about to do with us today. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to put these principles into action.
So here's the game plan. First, we're taking you through a workout designed specifically for full-body injury prevention. Then, we're going to talk more about how to build those crucial sleep and nutrition habits. And finally, you're going to get some hands-on time with some of the best recovery tools out there.
Yeah, you're going to get to experience some awesome tools that support everything we've talked about. Things like the infrared sauna to help with muscle soreness, the cold plunge to tackle inflammation, and the recovery boots to help you feel fresh for your next workout. Just remember, these are tools to support your habits. They don't replace them.
Okay, let's bring it all home. The ultimate advantage in sports. It doesn't always go to the most talented kid, or even the one who works the hardest. It goes to the smartest recoverer.
I want this quote to be burned into your brain when you leave today. You don't get better from training. You get better from how will you recover from training. That's the secret. Faster recovery means more consistent, high-quality training. And that right there is the path to becoming an elite athlete.
So here's my challenge to you. It's simple. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just pick one thing. What is the one habit, the one small change you're going to start today to become a better athlete tomorrow? All right, let's get to work.